Hey y'all, this is Colby R. Rice. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update because um, that's just what I do. But also, I've just been having a lot of issues uploading my last update, which is why you guys haven't heard from me in about 2 weeks. I actually recorded last week's update for you guys, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the compression or whatever, like the video is just taking forever to upload. So I'm actually doing that now. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of the day. And if you guys have any tips on how to sort of compress the videos and make them better or easier, or put them into like an easier format for uploading on YouTube, please let me know and drop your comments below, because otherwise I'm like pretty much lost. There's always like a little tutorial on the left side of the screen regarding that kind of thing, and I've been meaning to take that. I just have been so busy. But if you know like an easy, straightforward way of like making videos take anywhere between, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes to upload max, that would be amazing. Because, my videos are only really usually about 45 minutes long, but today is going to be super short. Actually, I say that all the time, but it is going to be super short because this week, a lot of the stuff I've been doing has been very condensed. So, basically, I have just been like zooming, like going hard on my word count for the books of Ezekiel, and also for Rose and John Doe's, which is the first book in the Hitmen of Happily Ever After series. So just to remind you guys, to do a refresher, the books of Ezekiel is an urban fantasy, dystopian sci-fi sort of thriller novel series. Sort of in the vein of like epic urban fantasy, because the books are really big and have a lot of characters and like lots of landscapes that I'm just now getting into. The Hitmen of Happily Ever After is an urban fantasy crime noir combination, basically a retelling of a lot of the fairy tales that we hear from, Hans Christian Andersen, the Grimm brothers, and all those awesome guys, but also people from different racial, social, and ethnic backgrounds, like folklore that we don't usually hear about. I'll also be rebooting and retelling in this series. But the first retelling is going to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, definitely in the vein of what is being done right now, where Disney has just released their live action Beauty and the Beast film. So I'm just trying to, release the first book in tandem with that to kind of get some recognition for that book. But that's also happening. I've been working on that. I've also been working super diligently on the Sandman 1 screenplay, and planning that film. As I told you guys, well, I haven't told you officially, it's in that last video that's not uploading, but principal photography for Sandman will begin officially July 17th. No, I have not casted it yet. No, I do not have a crew yet. That's all coming. I just want to make sure I have the entire screenplay just done, packaged, polished, and everything like that before I do anything like that. So, in the next month or so, I foresee the screenplay getting done, and then I'll be able to like schedule, budget, get a crew, and do casting and all that. So that's really exciting. So that's the creative side. There has, and if you guys had seen the last video, which you haven't, you would know this, but you don't, so I'll just repeat it. A really amazing potential opportunity has kind of fallen into my lap. So I've been doing a lot of work on that, preparing for that opportunity, doing interviews and stuff like that. And so, if it goes through, or when there is a solid yes or no, then I'll talk more about it. But until then, I'm kind of keeping it under public wraps, so that, I don't jinx myself, and also I don't jump the gun. But it's a really amazing opportunity, and I'm really excited about that. And I will tell you guys what that is within the next month or two. I think that's when I'll hear back in some capacity. Grad school, as usual, is eating up my life, but I'm actually fighting a very diligent battle to make sure that I'm not falling completely into graduate school, such that all my creative projects are falling by the wayside. Unfortunately, I'm still struggling to find a balance between my creative projects, graduate school, and building my creative business, The Bohemian Badass. The podcast and the blogs I'm behind on. Right now, I am still working on my courses, the creative and craft courses I'm offering at the Bohemian Badass. I'm still working on those, but I'm just not making as much progress on those as I would like, and it does really bother me a lot. And there's only so much one can do during the day, right? I mean, we all have the same amount of hours, but we don't always necessarily have the same amount of responsibilities. And so, it's just hard to kind of balance everything. And I'm still trying to find a way to make a solid block of time to develop the Bohemian Badass as much as I can, because I really wanted to take off this year, both for my own future, career aspirations, but also specifically and primarily to help other writers achieve their confidence, their goals, their skills, so that they can go out and produce their own work independently. So I've been struggling with that, and I'm going to try to get back on track during spring break, because your spring break is coming up pretty much in the next 4 days, and I'll have a good week and a half. Just baby's going to be in daycare, I'm going to be at home just chilling, and I'll be able to work on the Bohemian Badass during that time. Of course, graduate school, being the bitch that it is, dumped like literally 300 tests, 150 tests in my lap, and 156 to 10 page papers in my lap to grade over spring break, which is great. But that's not going to take up the majority of my time, because my time is my time. So that will get done day by day, but I'll be focusing primarily on the Bohemian Badass, writing my novels, and also not just marketing, but also developing the Sandman screenplay and planning that film. Those are my primary goals and objectives during spring break. Let's see. I told you guys that Creeps has wrapped up, so I have to do what's due Friday is the final portfolio, which is going to be the website / actors packet, the pre-show video that I cut, the soundtrack that I put along with the pre-show, also the script that I helped to develop to a certain extent. I'm going to give 3 versions of the script for the production: the original version, the one that was developed during the actors and directors process, and then the final script, as well as some of my suggestions for script changes, which I don't think, actually none of them were really implemented at all, but it doesn't matter, because the point is that I made an attempt at script adaptation, and that's important to put into your portfolio, as well as the talkback and the talkback questions as well. So that's coming together. A really exciting thing that graduate school is actually helping me to do in the art zone, as opposed to hindering me, is that, again, and I told you guys this like a few weeks ago, in my race class and gender class in film, that's a required course for my program. I am still very much working on doing a sociological and historical analysis on Black women in horror. So I've already made my list of movies. I'm still adding more to the list. I also subscribe to certain sites that are dedicated specifically to Black women in horror, like the Graveyard Shift Sisters. They're really on that. I'm going to pull a lot of their resources and materials from their site, not pull like not pull their specific content that they're writing, but if they're referring to a movie that I don't know about that has a Black female lead, monster, or villain in a horror genre, I'm going to put that movie on my list, and I'll definitely be referring to them quite often as like one of my sites. And I actually, I'm going to try my best to make a partnership outside of graduate school, because if I'm putting together a documentary on women in horror, and they're also a curation site on horror and Black women, it just makes sense to like form a partnership, so that they can potentially feature the documentary, and I can feature a lot of their stuff in my documentary and on my website. So that's really exciting and interesting. So that's still ongoing, and I basically, for this project, I get to watch and rip a lot of films, create a video essay and a documentary proposal, and basically I will have a finished hour-long documentary on Black women in horror, and it'll probably be multiple installments of in this series, because there's so much to talk about and so many different angles to come at this issue from. And so I think the first doc is going to just be for my graduate course, but then there's going to be other opportunities and other directions we can go for subsequent documentaries on the same topic, but just like maybe in niche areas like Black women in slashers, Black women in psychological horror, So this is not just a great way to like get another film under my belt, but it's also a great way to establish an ongoing series, which is great. I really enjoy that. And let's see, what else do I have going on? I think that's about it. This week is pretty much going to be mostly about finishing up my projects for graduate school, because I'm getting kind of eaten up by that. The thing is that I am able to, today I'm presenting, hopefully if I make it to class on time because I have an appointment, but I'm going to be presenting a mini version of a major course that I've been producing for the Bohemian Badass. And some of you guys might know about this course. It's called Metaphor Maven. And I was hosting the Metaphor Maven Masterclass this past summer. The summer of 2016. I was hosting that masterclass throughout July and August as the mini version of the larger signature course that I'm putting together. And so now, as a part of a required project in graduate school, I will be doing a presentation on metaphor and having the class engage in one of the activities I've put together in order to teach them how to put together metaphors. And this is not a prescriptive class, but it is just a certain way and angle that we can think about producing metaphors. Because I've looked and there are really like 0 classes out there on how to create metaphors. And I really want to put together a premier signature, like sort of trademarked course that will really help people to improve their skills in wordsmithery, which, a lot of the times doesn't depend solely on metaphor, but definitely includes the use of metaphor. So that's going to be exciting, and hopefully I'll get to present it today to my peers and get their feedback and see if it helps them at all. What else has been going on? Graduate school, secret career opportunity, grad school. I think that's it. I've still been doing a lot of reading for my classes, obviously. Mostly plays. I've not been able to really read many books because I've just been so busy, but at least I'm reading stuff. Doing play reviews and reading some really amazing, wonderful plays, 2 of which I would love to produce, and so I'm looking into producing them. One of the plays I want to produce is actually the one I was working on as a dramaturg. Which is Creeps, and I want to produce it on my own because the original conversations around Creeps that I had with my director involved a really significant transformation from the German context to the American context, especially considering this year's political climate and the climate that is to come. And so we wanted to, instead of cast all white European actresses or white actresses that represent Europeans and Germans, we wanted to cast women of color. Maybe one woman from Wyoming, one woman from like Compton, one woman from the Bronx or something like that, and really use this opportunity and the subject matter, which is reality television, to talk about not only reality TV and the relationships between women, but also the social and political climate. So a colleague and friend of mine who's actually in my program and I are both in talks right now in terms of co-producing and co-directing this piece, and that's the first piece that I would like to do before 2017 is over. The second piece is She Kills Monsters by Key Nguyen. I just read it and I fell in love with it, and I would just love to direct it and to produce it. So this is the thing that I love, is that when I am able to read more plays and we're in an artistic state of mind rather than being stuck in a theoretical, historical, academic state of mind, really amazing things can happen. And I want to try to use both sides of my training. As much as I just want to be a pure artist, because I have to take these theory and history classes, I'm going to try my best to use the theoretical historical side of my training to bolster and inform the artistic side to a degree. I don't believe in creating art to theory and creating art to history, especially because most of history means that people like me who look like me or who don't look like me, Asian, Hispanic, are typically erased from those histories. So you have to be careful about how much history you use to inform your art. But I will be using certain pieces of knowledge and certain understandings and contexts to help me better produce these two productions that I would like to do. And at some point, I would love to also look into other theater traditions, no theater, bunraku, which are Japanese theater art forms. One of which is puppetry, and using like a griot art form and some African theater and storytelling traditions, Native American and Chicanx and Latinx theater traditions. I'm really wanting to pull from different theater traditions that are different theater traditions that are not primarily Eurocentric, because I'm not dealing. I just refuse to deal with my own erasure in those histories, and I don't need to, because we have basically the rest of the world's history that pulls in such deep and delicious and diverse and wonderful perspectives. So by Eurocentric perspective, not really feeling you. So yeah, so that's really been inspiring in terms of reading these plays and getting exposed to plays written by people of color. And it's been very encouraging to help me feel more empowered to produce other people's work, but my own projects as well. So that's really great. So yeah, writing, world building. I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of outlining and plotting for my series, in addition to actual like writing and increasing my word count. I think I clocked in literally over 6,500 words in one weekend, so that was exciting. And then a final note on giveaways and marketing. Still, using Insta Freebie is still going great. I have 4 giveaways going on right now this month. One giveaway is a free Kindle Fire HD giveaway, which will end March 25th. So join that below as soon as you can. Excuse me. Another giveaway that we have going on is the women's fiction giveaway, which basically, it's not specifically about the genre of women's fiction. It's about female protagonists kicking ass. So it's a female protagonist giveaway where we're giving away books in sci-fi, fantasy, horror, thriller, romance, obviously, and romantic suspense, wherein the protagonists are women who kick ass, who are strong and awesome, because it is Women's Month this month for March, and so that's our promotion, is to promote fiction that puts women at the helm of the story. So you can check that giveaway out as well. We have a lot of great novels offered for free for that giveaway. And then we have the 2 ongoing giveaways that I'm a part of, which is the Start Reading Diverse Fiction giveaway and the 300 plus book repository giveaway, where we offer all these books for free. If you're looking for diverse fiction, we got you. If you're looking for fiction in any genre and you're looking for it all for free, we got you. So check out those giveaways below. And that's pretty much going to be that for the marketing for the first quarter. I am thinking up a giveaway to launch quarter 2, to start off April with. And so I hope that you guys will be excited about what I have planned for that giveaway. And this is my personal giveaway for my readers. So if you're interested in being rewarded for free for being a loyal reader, join my reading list below and you will get exclusive access to that giveaway. And then I guess one final word on just the creative university stuff. I haven't really been doing many classes in the past week and a half, but I'm trying to finish up the Black Finance class so that I can unsubscribe from that, because I've learned a lot and I don't really think at this point I need to be subscribed anymore. But we'll see. And then I'm still looking into some of the Tiffany the Budgetnista's Live Richer challenges. I'm still doing those. Dave Ramsey's like finance course. It's still like, this month is still about finances a lot in terms of me educating myself, but I feel that sort of petering out As I finish those up over the next couple of weeks, I'll be returning to craft courses. So the main courses I'll be going back to are the Hollywood camera work courses for high-end staging and blocking. I'll also be doing a really awesome subtext course, dialogue and subtext at Screenwriting U, which is really exciting because subtext is sort of hard to pin down as a writer, but Screenwriting U and Hal Crozman are offering a subtext course, and they were offering it for 50% off, so it was only $45, and I've been impressed, deeply impressed with Screenwriting U's courses thus far, so I immediately jumped on that. So I'll be doing more craft stuff as of spring break and beyond, and towards the end of the month. But I'll list out all those courses for you guys below. So if you want to go check them out on your own, you can. But in the meantime, I'm gonna wrap this up because I have to go get ready and start my day. Grad school is a calling. But peace out, you guys. Stay badass. Stay in the game. Keep producing, keep creating, keep writing, keep dreaming, and keep taking steps towards making your goals and dreams a reality, okay? Because a goal without a plan is really just a dream, and you want to make your goals happen. So just keep making moves and keep stepping forward every day as much as you can. All right. In the meantime, I will see you guys next week, or hopefully earlier than that. I'm trying to make this more of a daily update, but that's kind of hard. But at the latest, I will see you guys next week. Bye. Happy creating.